Hello students. In the previous lecture, we had begun with our study of LPP, that is linear programming problems. We had also started with exercise 7.4, which deals with the graphical method of finding the solution for linear programming problems, and particularly we are doing the corner point method. We had done the first three sums there, and the fourth sum was an assignment for you. Now the fifth question, which is maximize z is equal to 3x plus 5y subject to these constraints, that is x plus 4y less than or equal to 24, 3x plus y less than or equal to 21, x plus y less than or equal to 9, and the non-negativity conditions, that is x and y are greater than or equal to 0, which means our graph lies in the first quadrant. They have said also find the maximum value of z, which we always do in every sum anyways. So starting with this particular sum, you must remember that we convert these inequalities into equalities in order to find the equation of the lines that is there and the points on the lines. And therefore, we write these equations over here. We find the x and y coordinates of that particular line. If you remember, we need 2 points to form a line. So we first put y as 0 and find the corresponding x coordinate that forms one particular point. Similarly, we put x as 0 and find the corresponding y coordinate, and thus we get the other point of the line with which we can draw the line. We also consider the sign of the inequality. If it is less than or equal to, yes, we say that the solution lies on the origin side. The region of the line where the solution lies is the origin side. So in this case, as you can see in this particular table, the three signs are all less than or equal to. That means the solution of each line, the solution set of each line lies on the origin side of the line. So all this we already covered in the previous lecture, how to find, etc. So this table has been given to you readily. Now to draw the graph of this particular line. Now with respect to the first one, now let us plot the points and first write the scale over here. So as you can see on the x-axis, we have to plot until 24 at least. So as a result, we take the coordinates as 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and 24. Similarly, on the y-axis also we take 1 unit is equal to 3. 1 centimeter is equal to 3 units on the y-axis as well. So as a result, so these are the coordinates on the y-axis actually. Then, so the scale becomes 1 centimeter is equal to 3 units on both axes. Now we go on to plot the points that is there. So in this case, the first point 24, 0 for the first line. So this becomes the point over here. The second one 0, 6. So over here, with the help of these 2 points, let us first draw the first line. So the first line comes out somewhat like this. We should also remember to write the equation of the line there itself so that we know which line are we talking about. So over here it is x plus 4y is equal to 24. The second one, which has the coordinates, which has the points 7, 0. So 7, 0, 7 comes somewhere here. So 7, 0 on the x-axis and 0, 21 on the y-axis like this. And then plotting the line. Use a scale and pencil to draw these lines. Again, I'm repeating, we don't need a graph paper in the exam time. Graph paper will not be given to you all. You will have to draw the lines on the proper board paper itself, board supplement itself, main supplement itself. Then the third one, that is 9, 0 and 0, 9. So 9, 0 comes over here and 0, 9 comes over here. And okay, write the equation of these lines over here. This line is 3x plus y is equal to 21. Let me write it over here. 3x plus y is equal to 21. And the third line, this line, which is x plus y is equal to 9. Now the corner point, now the feasible region. Since the solution of all these lines, the solution set of all these lines lies on the origin side, the feasible solution is this one, which contains the origin. So as a result, we mark that feasible solution over here. So this becomes the feasible solution. Now, according to the corner point method, we are supposed to mark the feasible region over here. So we name the corner points as O is already the origin, then A, say B, then this corner, this point is C, and D. So this becomes a polygon, and these are the corner points of the polygon containing our solution. So let us write it down over here. So O, A, B, C, D is the feasible region, which has been shaded over there. Now the vertices are the vertices of the feasible region. That is the corner points or the vertices of the feasible region are O having the coordinates 0, 0 because it is the origin. Then A, as you can see, A lies on the y-axis and it has the coordinates 0, 6. So A has the coordinates 0, 6. B we are supposed to find out because B we do not know the coordinates directly. We will have to find it out. C also we have to find it out. But D lies on the x-axis and has the coordinates 7, 0. So now our next step is to find out the coordinates of B and C. Now B is the point of intersection of these two lines. That is, we have x plus 4y is equal to 24 and x plus y is equal to 9. So suppose this is equation 1. This line we mark it as equation 1 and this line as equation 2. So subtracting, two from 1. So x minus x goes away, 0 and 4y minus y we get 3y. So we have, that is 3y is equal to 24 minus 9, which comes out in this case as 15. So therefore we have y is equal to 5. Now putting y is equal to 5 in one of these equations, say equation 2, we are going to get x plus 5 is equal to 9 and therefore x comes out to be 4. Thus we have the coordinates of B which come out as 4, 5. So this we keep in mind and then we have to find out the coordinates of C. As you can see, C is the point of intersection of x plus y is equal to 9 and this other line whose equation is 3x plus y is equal to 21. So that is what we are writing over here. So C is the point of intersection of x plus y, 3x plus y is equal to 21 let this be equation 3 and x plus y is equal to 9. See equation 4. Like we did in the previous case, subtracting 4 from 3. So when 4 is subtracted from 3, y coordinates go away, y value goes away, and so we get 3x minus x, that is 2x, is equal to 21 minus 9, which is 12. So therefore we have x is equal to 6. Now putting x is equal to 6 in equation 4 now. So we have 6 plus y is equal to 9, and therefore y comes out as 3. And therefore the coordinates of C are, in this case, 6, 3. So thus we got the values for B and C also. Now we can take our objective function and put all these values in the objective function. Now the given objective function for us, it is z is equal to 3x plus 5y. And therefore we put z0, that is zo, the values of the origin, which is 3 into 0. We know that it will come out as 0, but yet just for representation purposes, which comes out as 0 obviously. Then we have the other points, we have the other corner points, that is A, 0, 6, B, C, D and D also. So first let us put ZA, let us find what is ZA. So ZA, which is 3 into 0 plus 5 into 6, which comes out as 30. And similarly ZB, the values of B in this case we had found it out as this way, that is we had found it out as 4 and 5 over here, you can see it. So as a result here we get ZB as 3 into 4 plus 5 into 5, which comes out as 12 plus 25, which is 37. Similarly ZC, which is 3 into 6, because C is 6, 3 plus 5 into 3, which is 18 plus 15, which is 33. Similarly ZD, now the coordinates of D actually were 0, 6 in this case. So we have, it is actually 7, 0. We can check it out in the graph and see. Or D is 7, 0 from here. And therefore we have in this case 3 into 7 plus 5 into 0, which is 21. Now if you remember, our function was maximize, and therefore over here the maximum value for Z is 37 at B. So thus we find the answer. So we write the answer this way. Z has maximum value 37 at B, which has the coordinates 4, 5. So this is our final conclusion, that is. Now the next question is minimize. See, till now we dealt with maximize questions. Now the next question is minimize. Z is equal to 7x plus y subject to 5x plus y greater than or equal to 5 and x plus y greater than or equal to 3. And also the non-negativity constraints are given here. We begin the sum in the normal way, that is we convert these constraints into equations. Already it has been written over here, that is 5x plus y is equal to 5. Correspondingly, when we put y as 0, we need 2 points on the line. So when we put y as 0, we get x as 1. And when we put x as 0, we get y as 5. So these are the 2 points on the line which we are going to plot. Now the sign in this case is greater than or equal to, that means the region is the non-origin side. Then for the next line, I need not tell you this, isn't it? How we got these as the coordinates. Same way, the region is a non-origin side because the sign is greater than or equal to. Having written this, we come to the graph now. Now in the graph, we are going to plot, see, on the x-axis, we require only up to 3. So we need to write only up to, we need to take the scale as 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit only. That is enough. So on the x-axis, these are the points. Similarly, on the y-axis, we need maximum up to 5. And therefore, again, we can take just 1 centimeter as 1 unit and write the coordinates on the y-axis. So scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both axes. Having done that, we go on to plot these points. So in the first case, it is 1, 0 for the first line, 1, 0 and 0, 5. So the line comes out this way. In your notebook, draw only with scale so that such problems don't arise. So the equation of this line is 5x plus y is equal to 5. That is the equation of this line that I have written over here. Second line is the coordinates are 3, 0 and 0, 3. And thus we have the line coming out like this. And the equation is x plus y is equal to 3. Let me write it over here. Okay, now the region. See, in the case of both these lines, the solution lies on the non-origin side of the line. That means for this line also the solution is this side. Same way for this line also the solution is on the non-origin side. The region which is common to both these lines is this region. Let me show it to you with a different color so that it is easy to make it out. So this is the region which is common to both these lines. And as you can see, we are getting an unbounded region, which should not worry us because we are going to find the minimum solution. We have to minimize the sum, and therefore we need not worry about an unbounded solution over here at least. So let us write the feasible region and the corner points. So now we name these points in this case as A. The corner points are named as A. Suppose this is B and this point is C. So we say that A, B, C is the feasible region. In this case, not only A, B, C, it is X, C, B, A, Y or Y. Let me write it as Y, A, B, C, X because everything is included in the feasible solution actually. Only thing is corner points we're getting at A, B and C. So Y, A, B, C, X is the feasible region. And the vertices of the feasible region. The vertices are, or the corner points are A having the coordinates 5, 0, 5, B which we have to find out, and C having the coordinates 3, 0. So these are the corner points of the feasible region. Now let us find out B. We see that B is the point of intersection. of these two lines, that is this line and this line. So of 5x plus y is equal to 5, suppose it is equation 1, and the other line which is x plus y is equal to 3, say equation 2. So subtracting, two from 1, we are going to get 5x minus x, that is 4x, y goes away, 5 minus 3, that is 2, and therefore x becomes 1 upon 2. Then substituting, putting 1 upon 2, putting x is equal to 1 upon 2, in say equation 2, we get 1 upon 2 plus y is equal to 3, and therefore y becomes 3 minus 1 upon 2, cross multiplying etc. we get 5 upon 2, and therefore we get the coordinates of B as 1 upon 2 and 5 upon 2. So that done, now let us take the objective solution and optimize it. Objective equation, the objective equation is, objective function is z is equal to 7x plus y, and therefore we have ZA as, now the coordinates of A are 3 and 0. Sorry, the coordinates of A are 0, 5 in this case. So we put x as 0. In this function, we put x as 0. So 7 into 0 plus y as 5. So here the answer comes out as 5. Similarly, ZB, the coordinates of B, we know it is 1 upon 2 and 5 upon 2. So 7 into 1 upon 2 plus y, that is 5 upon 2. So 7 plus 5, it becomes 12 upon 2, which is 6. Then ZC, the coordinates of C are 3, 0, as we saw in the graph. Over here, the coordinates of C are 3, 0, and as a result, we put this in this equation. So we get 7 into 3 plus 0, which is 21. Now remember, it's a minimization problem. We have to minimize the solution, and therefore Z has the minimum value at A actually. So we conclude over here, therefore Z has minimum value 5 at A, which has the coordinates 0 and 5. So this is our solution. Let me help you out with the next sum as well, which is again a minimized sum. After reading the sum, we convert these constraints into equations. There are 3 equations to be written over here. Then these are the non-negativity constraints etc. and this is the objective function. So over here for 2x plus y is equal to 7, when we put y as 0, we are going to get x as 7 upon 2, which can be written as 3.5. Just think about it. When y is 0, x becomes 7 upon 2, which is 3.5. It is easier to write it this way. And similarly, when x is 0, y is 7. Thus, these are the points on the line. The sign is greater than or equal to, and therefore the region is the non-origin side of the line. Next equation, that is when y is 0, this becomes 0 and x becomes 15 upon 2, which is 7.5. And similarly, when x is 0, y becomes 15 upon 3, which is 5. And thus we have these as points on the line. Region is again greater than or equal to or the non-origin side. In the third case, y is equal to 2. So this is a line which is parallel to x-axis. So we can put x as 0 and y becomes 2. So this can be only one point on the line is required to draw this particular line. So this is the line. Again, the region is the non-origin side because the sign is greater than or equal to. Now to plot the graph. We observe that on the y-axis, on the x-axis I mean, we require points at least till 7.5. And on the y-axis, we require maximum up to 7. So we can take scale as 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both axes. Thus, we have these points on the x-axis, these coordinates on the x-axis. And similarly, on the y-axis, now plotting the points. The first set of points 3.5 comma 0. So 3.5 comes exactly between 3 and 4. So over here. And the second point is 0 comma 7 somewhere here. And thus we get this line. So the equation is 2x plus y is equal to 7. The second set of points, that is 7.5 comma 0. So 7.5 comes over here between 7 and 8 and 0, 5 on the y-axis. And the region comes out like this. The line comes out this way, I mean. And we write the equation here. The third one, y is equal to 2, is a line parallel to y-axis. The coordinate is over here, that is 0, 2. And thus we can just draw the line like this. More or less parallel to the x-axis. Here. Then, okay, this equation is y is equal to 2. Now, the solution in this case, the solution sets are all on the non-origin sides of the line. That means here, and the common region to all these lines is this particular region. This particular region. But the corner points are this point, that is A. Let us name it as A. This point, say B, C, and just for the sake of naming the region, suppose this is D. And this is the y-axis. So, the feasible region in this case is YA, B, C, D, where A, B and C are the corner points. Okay, A, B and C are the corner points. We are not going to take into consideration D or anything. Okay, so YA, B, C, D is the feasible region. The vertices are A having the coordinates, say A has the coordinates 0, 7, B which we are supposed to find out, and C, the third one, also which we are supposed to find out actually. So let me write it as and C. Now B is the point of intersection of these two lines, that is 2x plus 3y is equal to 15 and this particular line 2x plus y is equal to 7. Subtracting 2 from 1. Okay, so we get 2x and 2x goes away. 3y minus y, that is 2y, is equal to 15 minus 7, which is 8. And therefore, y is equal to 4 is what we are getting over here. Then substituting y is equal to 4. In one of these equations, say in 2, we have 2x plus 4 is equal to 7 and therefore 2x is equal to 7 minus 4, which is 3, and therefore x becomes 3 upon 2, which is 1.5. So therefore we have the coordinates of B, which comes out as 4 comma, that is 1.5 and 4 actually, 1.5 comma 4. So thus we get the value for B. Then in the case of C, now let us find the coordinates of C. Now C is the point of intersection of these two lines, that is C. Over here, C is the point of intersection of y is equal to 2 and this particular line, that is 2x plus 3y is equal to 15. Now y is already 2, so the y coordinate of C is already known. We put this over here, so putting y is equal to 2 in 2x plus 3y is equal to 15, we are going to get 2x plus 3 into 2 is equal to 15, or 2x is equal to 15 minus 6, which is 9. Therefore, x becomes 4.5. So, therefore, C has the coordinates 4.5 and 2. So, thus we know the coordinates of all these 3 points. We know the coordinates of A, B and C. Now, the objective function. Is, in this case, it is z is equal to 8x plus 10y. Now all that you have to do is you have to substitute the values in this particular objective function and get the proper values, get the minimum value for z and find out where is z coming minimum. So this is left as an assignment for you to complete. Also, the next sum of the exercise, that is question number 8, is also an assignment for you. Try it out. It is a minimization problem to be done in the same way as you have done 6 and 7, that is it. In miscellaneous exercise 7, almost all the sums are similar to the sums which you have covered so far in the exercises. There are only 2 sums which are little bit different. The solution of them is little bit different and they may come for you in the board exam. Now these sums are on page number 244, question number 5. In question 5, the third sum, that is maximize z is equal to 6x plus 10y subject to 3x plus 5y less than or equal to 10, 5x plus 3y less than or equal to 15, x and y greater than or equal to 0. So as usual, we convert these constraints, these inequations into equations in order to draw the lines. We see that the region for both these lines is on the origin side. The solution set lies for both these lines on the origin side. And therefore, We start by plotting the graph. Now see, the first point is 10 upon 3 comma 0. Now 10 upon 3, when we convert it into an improper fraction, it becomes 3 3s are 9 plus 1 10. So 3 1 upon 3. That means this point lies between 3 and 4 on the graph. So we first plot 10 upon 3 comma 10, that is 3 1 upon 3, which comes over here. Over here, this point is over here on the x-axis, and the other point is 0 2, and therefore 0 2 comes over here on the y-axis, and thus we can draw our line now. The other line 3 0 here and 0 5 over here, the points for the other line, that is. Before plotting the line, drawing the line, let us write the equation of the first line, that is 3x plus 5y is equal to 10, and then we go on to draw the other line. The equation of this line also, we have 5x plus 3y is equal to 15. Now the solution for both these lines, the solution set for both these lines lies on the origin side, and the common region for both these lines is this one, which is given inside over here. This particular region, and as you can see, this region, the corner points are, say suppose I write the corner points as O, A, this point over here, that is B, and this point which is C over here, this one which is C. Okay, so the feasible region, we write it as OA BCO. Okay, so this is the feasible region, that is it, OABCO, if you can make it out. And the vertices of this region, the vertices, that is corner points, are O, which is 0 0. Similarly, A, which lies on the y-axis over here and has the coordinates 0 2. B, which has to be found out, and C, whose coordinates are, C lies over here at 3 exactly, and so the coordinates of C are 3 comma 0. So as usual, let us try to find out B. So we see that B is the point of intersection of these two lines. That is 5x plus 3y is equal to 15. Say this is equation 1. And the other line, which is 3x plus 5y is equal to 10, the second one. Now what we can do is that we can solve the equations, both the equations, by any particular method that we want. Here what I will do is that I'll multiply equation 1 by 3. So multiplying, say equation 1 by 3, so that the x coefficients become the same, and also equation 2 by 5. So 1 is multiplied by 3 and 2 is by 5. So we get over here 15x plus 9y is equal to 45, and the second equation, which is multiplied by 5, we get it as 15x plus 25y is equal to 50. Say this is 3 and this is 4. Now we subtract 3 from 4. So subtracting 3 from 4. So 15 minus 15 we get 0. 25 minus 9 we get 16y is equal to 50 minus 45. So we get 5. Therefore, y is equal to 5 upon 16. Now putting y is equal to 5 upon 16 in any equation. In any one of these equations which is convenient for us. So we see that any of these equations we can put y. So in equation 2, we are going to get over here 3x plus 5 into 5 upon 16 is equal to 10. And then cross multiplying and equalizing the denominators everywhere, we are going to get 48x plus 25 is equal to 160, or 48x is equal to 160 minus 25, which comes out to be this way, and x is equal to 135 upon 48, both of which go in 3 table, or rather we can just cut it with 3 table over here. So we get over here so 45 upon 16. So therefore the point B has the coordinates, the y coordinate is 5 upon 16 and the x coordinate is 45 upon 16. This is what we get the B coordinates, coordinates of B, that is it. Then now the objective function. We consider the objective function, which is z is equal to 6x plus 10y. And therefore, we put each of these corner points in the objective function, value of each of these corner points, z0, zo, that is O is the origin. So we get 6 into 0 plus 10 into 0, which comes out as 0. Similarly, za, now za for us, the value of a was from this, looking at the values which we got earlier, a is 0, 2, and therefore we write here 6 into 0 plus 10 into 2, which is 20. ZB, now B has these values, the coordinates of B are these, and therefore 6 into 45 upon 16 plus 10 into 5 upon 16, which comes out to be 270 plus 50 upon 16, which is actually 320 upon 16. Now 16 ones are and 16 twos are, so we get 20 as the answer over here. So the value of ZB is also 20. Then what about ZC? The last point. Now here the value of ZC, which is given as 3 and 0. C is 3, 0, and therefore we have 6 into 3 plus 10 into 0, which is 18. Now as you can see, the sum was maximized. So we see that the maximum value from this, the maximum value is 20. The maximum value 20 occurs at both these points, that is occurs at A, that is 0, 2, and also B, that is 45 upon 16 and 5 upon 16. So when we get this at A as well as B, we conclude that the maximum value occurs at, therefore the maximum value occurs at each point of segment AB. Okay, I hope you understood this. See, if this is A and this is B, both of them have the same maximum value. Then the segment AB would also have, all the points of segment AB would also have the same maximum value if we try to plot them there. So that means we have infinite number of maximum values. So we cannot actually optimize the solution at all. Okay, so we conclude that there are infinite number of, therefore there are infinite number of optimum solutions. So study this sum properly and see and check if you are understanding it out. Next is question 4. That is in the same question, question number 5. The sub question is fourth one. Maximize z is equal to 2x plus 3y. Subject to x minus y greater than or equal to 3. X and y both are greater than or equal to 0. These are the non-negativity constraints. As usual, we convert this inequation into an equation and get any 2 points on the particular line. As you can see, one of these points has a negative y coordinate. The sign is greater than or equal to, that means the region is a non-origin side of the line. So the line has already been plotted for you over here, this one, and the region is a non-origin side. Also, considering the non-negativity constraints, we have our feasible region lying in the first quadrant only. That means we have the feasible region lying over here. Now, as you can see, the region is unbounded region. So we conclude it this way. The feasible region which has been shaded, the feasible region is unbounded and therefore the objective function can be increased indefinitely. Means we can keep on maximizing. We don't have any particular maximum value for this. See, they have told us to maximize, but we don't have any particular maximum value for this particular region that is there, particular function that is there. Why so? Because we get the feasible region which is unbounded. It can be extended to any extent there. So therefore we conclude that the objective function can be increased indefinitely. And therefore we say that the LPP has an unbounded solution. Therefore the solution of the LPP is unbounded. With this, we have covered almost all the types of questions which we can get from this particular chapter. Go through the chapter properly, carefully, and wherever you find difficulties, you can always ask me. Thank you so much for listening.